Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to do a 3 looks, 1 palette. I haven't done this before, but I've been binge watching a ton of videos like this and I've been really enjoying it, and I kind of wanted to dip my toes into it and try it out as well. So in today's video, we're going to be using the Rococo Eyeshadow palette. This is from a cosmetic company called Kailav. It's an indie brand, but unfortunately, just my luck, they announced on January 1st of 2023 that they will no longer be continuing business. So yeah, unfortunately, if you're watching this down the road, you might not be able to get your hands on it. But I did want to create this video for those who were able to purchase this eyeshadow palette or who have color stories identical to this that just want to have some inspiration or get some ideas as to how you could use these shadows. So yeah. Let's jump right into the video, right? All right, so here's the eyeshadow palette. I just wanted to show you the colors up close. The packaging is super pretty, as you can see, the beautiful painting on the front. And yeah, I'm pretty bummed out that they're deciding to close, but oh well. Here are the eyeshadow swatches, just to give you an idea about the pigmentation and the saturation of the color. All right, so I'm going to start this look with the lovely coral shade, and I'm going in with a fluffy eyeshadow brush just so I can get a soft amount of color and build my look up as I go. It is pretty pastel, so I'm definitely dipping in quite a bit to get the amount of color I'm looking for, and I'm just pretty much applying this in the crease and buffing it up to the brow. So I have a really nice transition shade. All right, so now that I have that crease color, or well, I guess transition color in my crease, I'm gonna go in with the darker orange just to add a lot more vibrancy. And I'm using a packing brush to apply that shadow color so I can get as much pigment as possible. And after applying it, I am going to go in with a blending brush just to ensure that both colors are nicely blended out and seamless. So far, I really like the colors. I'm really impressed with how vibrant this particular shade is. I really didn't need a lot, and it blended out super easily, which was fantastic. And I guess now it's time to go for some shimmer. I decided to choose gold because I thought it'd be nice to do kind of a, I don't know, sunset eyeshadow look. And I just went in with my finger because, I don't know, I like to use my finger when it comes to applying shimmers. I find it picks up a great amount of, not sparkle, but, you know, pigment. And it looks really pretty, I think. So, yeah. And now just to add a little bit more depth, I'm going to go in with more of the orange with the fluffy brush. Now that I have a nice base color on, I just wanted to build it up a little bit more. And now we're going to go in with some shimmer in the inner corner. I decided to go with the yellow, and I really like it, as you can tell. I was really pleasantly surprised by how pigmented it was. I don't know why I thought it would be sheer, but it turned out to be really nice and pigmented, and it blended out really nice and smoothly. And to add even more depth to the look, I'm just going to go in with the matte black. Sorry, I guess it's not black. Brown. It's a matte brown. And I'm just applying this to the lash line just to create a slightly smoky effect so that when I do apply my eyeliner, it's not going to look very harsh. It's going to kind of smoke it out very slightly. And it's also just going to create a, you know, a little bit of contrast with the orange. And of course, I'm going to go with my blending brush one last time. As you can tell, I love my blending brush. Right, now that I finished my eye look, I'm going to get off camera, do my liner and mascara, and show you the finished results. All right, so here's our finished look. I am pretty happy with the way it turned out. The coral color here is definitely super pastel. You have to really build up the tone and pack it on quite a bit. So I'm very grateful that they added this more vibrant tangerine orange shade because it really helped add more vibrancy to the eyeshadow look. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I'll see you tomorrow to do look 2. Today is day 2 on creating a eye look with the Rococo eyeshadow palette. And I'm very tempted to lean towards the purple, pink, and possibly the teal color. So let's jump right into it. All right, so I decided to go with purple, as I mentioned. And I am going to start off by applying the matte purple in my crease with my blending brush. I really like using a blending brush to start off in the crease. It just allows you to build the color up as much as you want. This color actually applied quite nicely. It was definitely pastel, but as you can tell, it was, pigmented enough to definitely not need a whole lot of color. But as you will see in this look, I am definitely going to go back and build it up quite a few times just to get the saturated amount of color I was looking for in the outer corner. All right, guys, so now we're going to go in with this teal shade. I 100% should have used a packing brush. I'm using the wrong brush here. Don't make my mistake. Any pastel tone applied with a fluffy brush, it's going to be sheer. So this was my mistake. I should have used a different brush to apply this color because you're going to see I go in like 4 times. It's kind of ridiculous. But anyways, I really thought, teal and purple were a cute combination. It is a cute combination. However, my approach to applying it wasn't the best. So I made myself work a little bit harder because I went back in with my purple here just to create a little bit more depth. And my experience with, eyeshadow, greens, blues, purples, if they're not blended correctly and if they're not saturated enough, it can look like a bruise. And that is not the look we are going for today. We want to go for a cute pastel kind of butterfly look, not bruises. So now that that's blended out, I wanted to go in with something different. So I chose a sparkly pink. I was feeling a bit adventurous today. I usually, this is definitely not my color combinations I've ever done before. So I was definitely going out of my comfort zone here. But at this point, I was definitely questioning that decision, though, because I'll admit I wasn't really happy with the way it was looking. But I was not going to give up. No. We are going to make this work. So I'm packing on more teal mint shade. We're going to make this work. We just got to make it pigmented, saturated. I do think I should have gone in with a light or white eye base just to help with the saturation of the eyeshadows. To help that pink transition into that teal, I'm going to go in with this periwinkle shimmer. And I'm actually quite surprised by how this helped kind of connect the eye look all together. I really like the way it turned out, actually. So here we're going to go in with the matte pink, and we're going to add this to our crease just to create a nice transition between that purple shade and my skin tone. I find it kind of tied in to that sparkly pink that I applied in the inner corner as well. So, the more colors, the merrier. I was going to go all out now. Now that I added a third color, you bet I was going to add a fourth. And that's exactly what I'm going to do after I apply even more teal. I know, this is getting repetitive, isn't it? Teal, purple, just you wait. I am going to add more purple because you bet I want it to be more saturated. But goodness me, I'm sorry. You can tell this was not my finest moment, but oh well. We all have our good makeup days and our not so good makeup days. Am I right? So it was finally at this moment I decided to use a denser brush to apply my purple eyeshadow and actually pack that color on a lot more efficiently in the inner corner, the outer corner of my eye. Oh man. And here I am going to go in with the yellow. I'm just going to pop this in the inner corner to create a little bit of a pop of light. This is the lightest color in the palette, so I thought, heck, let's just add this fourth. Was it my fourth color? I don't know. Yes, my fourth color. All right, now that my eyes are done, I'm going to get off camera and finish the rest of my makeup. Alrighty, so here's the finished look. It turned out a lot more colorful than I anticipated. I ended up using 4 colors. Actually, no, 5. I used 5 colors. So far, this is the most eyeshadows on the lid. I did finish the look with applying some of the purple matte at the lash line, as well as the, I don't know, minty teal shade as well. And I just used a nude eyeliner in the waterline just to brighten the eyes up a little bit more. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this one here. I'm not too sure how I feel about it. I feel like I kind of went in not knowing what the heck I was gonna do, but it turned out to kind of be like a cotton candy sunset. I don't know. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the third look. Today we are gonna be creating our third eyeshadow look. So I'm thinking about doing a little bit more of a neutral look. I'm not gonna play so much with all the colors, so I think I'm gonna stick with the top left corner with all the browns and golds, and we'll see how it turns out. So today, yes, I went on a lot easier. We started off with a really nice warm matte brown in our outer crease. This was a nice color. It did pull a little bit orangier than I thought it would. In the pan, it looked a little bit more neutral, but it's not super orangey. It's just definitely a brown with an orange tint hue, if you know what I'm saying. But it's really pretty. I like it a lot. I really like any natural shade. I know you wouldn't guess that based on the 2 looks I just created earlier, but I do like myself a natural eye look. And today was a much easier look. It is definitely not as complicated as yesterday's look. But we're just gonna blend the color in so it's really nice and seamless. As you can tell, blending is probably my favorite thing to do. And I hope it looks good. Now we're gonna go in with this shimmer. I decided to apply this with a fluffy brush just because I didn't want it to be too intense. It still gave me a nice amount of sparkle and, you know, reflect, but I definitely would have been able to get it to be a little bit more opaque in color if I had used my finger for certain. It did flake a little bit, I noticed, on my cheek, but it wasn't anything too extreme. But then again, I knew I wanted to go with a look that was a little bit more toned down. And yeah, so the blending brush I found was the way to go. And after some blending, I'm gonna pause and do more blending, you know, just to make sure it's blended. Now we're gonna go in with the matte dark brown, and I'm gonna apply this with the smaller, denser brush. And I'm just gonna apply this in my lash line just to add a little bit of depth in that area. I love doing this. I find it kind of lifts the eye up a wee bit, but I'm gonna just slowly pack this on the lash line as I mentioned. And yeah, honestly, this look is not as exciting as the other ones. It's pretty simple, but I feel like it's kind of weird if I don't talk, you know? I don't know. Let me know if you guys enjoy the voiceover or if you'd prefer if I spoke to the camera. I don't know. It's a little tricky for me to talk to the camera, especially when I film during the day, because my daughter's running around and I'm filming in our living room. So her toys are in here, and, you know, toddlers are not quiet, and that's fine. I love hearing her sounds. It's quite fun, but definitely not ideal when filming. Anyhow, so I'm just blending out my colors to make sure they're seamless. And I wanted to play a little bit with this kind of, I don't know, Bordeaux wine kind of shade. I thought it was very pretty. So I'm going to build this on top of that brown shade I had just put on earlier, just to add a nice je ne sais quoi. I don't know. I said I was going to go neutral, but I guess I lied. It's not that crazy. I think it looks pretty good. But yeah, as I was saying, let me know in the comments if you prefer me doing voiceovers or if you prefer me talking to the camera. I don't know. I'm sure I'll figure something out. And now I wanted to go in with the lighter gold and with the packing brush. And yeah, it was a little bit more yellow. I know, I mean, it is gold. Gold technically has yellow, but I guess in my mind I thought it would be a little bit more of a beigey kind of shimmer, but it turned out really nicely. It was, if anything, kind of just a softer, more muted version of the first look, I guess, just without the orange. But yeah, I really like the shimmers. They're definitely your more traditional shimmer shades. There's no dual chromes or anything in here, but they're very pretty nonetheless. And of course, to finish it all up, I'm of course going to blend one last time because, you know, why not? All right, now that my eyeshadow is all complete, I'm going to get off camera and do the rest of my makeup and come right back and kind of give you my thoughts on the palette. And yeah, I'll be right back. All right, guys, so here is the third look. I am really happy with the way it turned out. Overall, I really like this color story. I have to admit, it's so pretty. I love anything pastel and colorful. That's just me. So yeah, I really like the looks I was able to create with this palette. I do think, I mean, I'm not going to really review the quality of the shadows or the product itself just because it's no longer available. However, overall, it was a really nice palette to work with. Pretty content with it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like it, I would really appreciate it if you gave me a thumbs up. Comment down below what your favorite eyeshadow story, color story is. I'd love to know. And also, please subscribe. I would love to have you join me on this adventure that is creating YouTube videos. I am kind of still getting into, you know, how I'm gonna go about filming and editing. If you have any constructive criticism to give or any feedback, I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next video.